Hello to you all. Today we're going to talk about one of the most important issues of human existence. In reality, there is a waiting for eternal end. At the end, we will all meet the ground. And the question is this: is there a life after death? To me, is one of the unanswered questions where all humanity is seeking for. And what we need to focus on, and the answer to the question that we want, is there a creator or not? And this is the bottom line of all our challenges, askings. And I would like to introduce to you one source of literature where it explains to us clearly what are the answers to these fundamental questions. In the book, a revealed book of Muslims called Quran, there are answers to all these questions we will go through. And the series of this production is to go into details as time passes by. There is a scholar, lived in 20th century, Islamic scholar, and his name is Bediüzzaman Said Nursi. Through his collections, through his literature, through his writings, collections, we would like to try to answer all of the questions. For example, one of the arguments that we have to put through and go through and clarify is that could there be an art, an object, made into some kind of a shape without its maker? For example, Bediüzzaman Said Nursi gives us the simplest form of example, saying, could there be a needle exist without its maker? And similarly, a written letter cannot be without its scribe. For example, just as we're walking, if you come across sewing needle, could we say this is without its maker? Let us think. What is the highest form of creation? Is that the sewing needle, or it is the human beings? And then we have to ask this question to ourselves. If the needle cannot be without its maker, how could human being, all this complex human being, be without its maker? Let's ask a question. Could become by itself? Let's take a look at the eyes, for example. For example, here's my glasses, and I get this thing on a prescription, and an optic shop has produced this for me with its style and the intensity of its lens. Now, I ask myself, could this be without optical shop make this for me? If a glass indicates me there is an optical shop, wouldn't that be showing that there is a maker of this? And if you ask, what is the megapixel of the sight and vision and the phenomenon of seeing and focusing with the eyes in such a precision? And let's assume there are books, a lot of books, students are learning and reading in the faculty of optics. And with all this study and education, what does that show us about the eye? And we will go through, of course, not just eyes, but with all the organs of a human body. And it's amazing. If you think about all of the organs synchronized and put together with this harmony, what does that indicate to? For example, if I just scribe on the whiteboard, the word human, and could anybody convince you that this inscription on the whiteboard, could it be without a scriber? And that makes us ask this question. Is it unbelievable to see a writing on the wall and saying this has been scribed there makes sense? Or is it more complex to create a human body? And we think definitely the answer is, with all its elements and molecules, the creation of a human being is a far more complex accomplishment. And it indicates to us there is a humble creator, the master of the universe, that indicates to us to be recognized. And the Quran, as we read it truly, it indicates to us and it walks with us to point out that there is a creator in the world, in the universe. And it will be part of our sessions that we will study this one at a time. Let's go into a second most important question. And we all can understand there is a wise, all-wise creator. And let's say this creator, would he send us to this earth without any purpose? And we all will agree that there is a meaning of life. That's why we exist. We are sent here. And therefore, we know that nothing exists without its purpose. Let's ask this. Let's say this. Wouldn't that be logical? Wouldn't that be understandable? Such a powerful old creator, wouldn't he want to be known and show that to its creation? Let's understand this. Imagine that you have many gifts of talents. Would you be locking yourself into a room and hide it? Or would it be more logical to show that to the people? And therefore, this mighty creator wanted to let the creation know its creator. And all the prophets were sent to the creation, to the mankind, to be able to, or to let them know and let them publicate there is a creation, that all the prophets point to a creator. All the prophets that mentioned in the Quran, Prophet Abraham, Moses, David, Solomon, and Prophet Muhammad were all sent with that single mission. And if you think that all humanity is a form, a class, and let's assume that all the creation is like a classroom where there's elementary school, junior high school, senior high school, and faculties. And if we agree, if we say that the Prophet Jesus has given its classes on the level of, let's say, high school, and we share with you, we believe that the Prophet Muhammad has come with his message, final message, to a level of a faculty and university. And when we read the Quran with best intentions, and it tells us about all the meaning of the cosmic life, the whole universe gives us the formulation and the meaning in that holy book. For instance, who is a man? Where does it come from? What does it do now? And where he's going after death? Otherwise, why would he be here? And what would be the talisman? What would be the secrets of the universe? We believe that the Quran, all the messages, all the holy books, but specifically the Quran, is written by our Lord to be able to tell us, indicate us who is the creator. And therefore, the most indicative and the purpose of receiving the Quran by mankind is to guide us how to live, what are the do's and don'ts of this life. And we'll be very happy to announce that we will be with you in the coming session. And please send your question in the comments area and we will try to answer it as best as we can. Thank you very much.